Hi folks, hope you're doing well. Quick video about Man United are buying this new player Casemiro. So the question is, will Casemiro fit Man United? Yeah, will he be an exciting player for United in the future? Well, I think looking at that, the first question is, we actually got his former teammate Rafael Varane. And people were thinking the same with him, that he was going to shore up the defence, and we would then see the back of Maguire, because Maguire had been awful for a long time, and that Varane would come in and probably be the captain. And Maguire has been preferred over Varane by, so far, the three managers. By Oli and Rangnick and Ten Hag. Is that because Maguire is a better defender? No way, shape or form. Oh, God, no. No. I mean, you just watch Varane play alongside Lindelof, and you then watch Maguire play alongside Lindelof, and it is like watching or having a difference between chalk and cheese in a sandwich. It's crazy, the difference. Yeah, Varane just has that. He has that way that when he's in the box, he looks calm, he looks composed, he looks as if he knows what he's doing. He's not going to panic. He's been there. He's played in Champions League finals, so playing against Fulham or even Liverpool is nothing to him. And he's big, he's strong, he's quick. Maguire is big. He's, I wouldn't exactly say strong, because he doesn't really use strength when he plays, and he certainly isn't quick. And he looks as if he's stumbling all the time. So why would a manager pick Maguire over Varane unless in Maguire's contract it says he has to play if fit? So, well, basically, star player. If his contract says that he's supposed to be a star player, well then, it means he has to play. It's a bizarre situation. So, of course, also picked by Solskjaer and by Rangnick and by Ten Hag is McFred. Now, at Ajax, Ten Hag had Donny van de Beek as one of his players. So he knows Donny van de Beek, he knows what he's all about, how he can play, and he had him as one of his star players at Ajax. So, with that being the case, has he picked him to start for Man United in one of these first two games? No. Again, it's McFred, isn't it? Although he has actually, he did drop McTominay in the second game. Trying to play Eriksen as the holding midfielder. Eriksen. Is he trying to give the man another heart attack? So, okay, you bring in Casemiro. What are the chances that we see Casemiro sitting on the bench with Thuram while we have McTom playing and Fred playing and Maguire playing? Because I think I would actually bet money if you can keep these players fit. If you have Thuram and Bailly in defence, central defence, Lindelof as their backup, and you basically dropped. I would even say, if there's an interest in Maguire, that supposedly is from Chelsea, let him go. Let him go. What chances are there that Maguire can regain his best form at Man United with the weight of being the captain, which he's never been good at, and the fact that the fans are booing him now. What's the chances that he can get his best form? Probably, very, very little chance. So let him go. But if you can have Bailly and Thuram with the new centre back and Lindelof as a reserve centre backs, you can have Casemiro and Fred in the middle, which I think would be a lot stronger, because Casemiro and Fred both play in the Brazilian team together alongside each other, doing their individual jobs. I think they can certainly do that. Could. The problem is that the manager has a philosophy of the way he wants to play football. Casemiro isn't that type of player. You can see that quite clearly. He's not. He's the type of player who wants to sit in front of the back four, which for United they've needed that with the back four we've had, especially with Maguire there. They really have needed that because the back four have needed a lot of protection. Then he's given the ball to the attacking players, Kroos and Modric at Madrid, which would then be probably Bruno and the other bloke I just mentioned. And so, for them to take the ball, but then he would basically still sit in front of the back four. But Ten Hag's philosophy is that the team go forward pretty much together and have a high line rather than a low line. Well, you can't have a high line with Maguire anyway, so that's going to push the team back. But if you have Varane and Bailly, you can have a high line, you see. They're both quick. They're both strong. Bailly's not that tall, but he's still good in the air. But he's a very physical player. And very quick. So you could play that high line. But then Casemiro is of no use, because if he wants to sit in front of the back four, he wouldn't need to do that. If you're playing a high line, he wouldn't have really space to do that. But you wouldn't need him, would you? There are probably better midfielders you could get to actually do that job. It all comes down to the manager's tactics. Does he fit in with the tactics the manager is going to choose to play? Because if Ten Hag is going to go by the tactics he had previously at Ajax, then it is most likely that Casemiro will not fit in. And so spending 60 million on him and paying him a huge amount of wages, it's just going to be a huge waste of money. So it just really does depend upon the manager. Is he going to decide, right, at the moment, because of the players I've got to play this way. I've got to basically have a lower line or deeper line with Casemiro sitting in front of the defence to protect them, and have Eriksen, that's the one, and Bruno taking the ball off of Casemiro and starting the attack. That would it help the team? Yes, incredibly. But can you play that same sort of pressing game? You can with the five up front. You can with the five up front. The problem is, will Casemiro do that? Well, not if he's sitting in front of the defence, will he? And if he's not sitting in front of the defence, is he of any use? Because he's not the sort of player that Ten Hag is used to having playing in his system. He's not that type of player. So, why get him if you've only got to train him to play in a way that he's not really used to playing? Go and get a player who can play that way. So you would hope that if Ten Hag has signed off on this player, that he's going to play a deeper line and not have the whole team pressing. which is a shame because you've now got a manager who you got him because of the way he does things, and now he can't do things in that way because of the players that you've got, and now you've just added another player to that team who can't play the way the manager wants, which is insane. That just makes the job for the manager harder as you go, because with Casemiro being at 30, he doesn't have a resale value. Not with his wages being so high. So you're going to have to keep him for 3 or 4 years until his contract expires and he leaves on a free. And if the manager gets the team that he wants within 3 years, or 2 years, say 2 years. So by 20th of August 2024, the manager has the players he needs. Casemiro will be sitting on the bench. He won't be starting. So, in the end, is he a player that United should be buying? No. No is the answer. Yeah, because he could offer protection for the defence right now, but the manager would have to change the way he plays, or he wants the team to play. By the time the manager gets his players, Casemiro will be of no use, because is it likely he can change the way he plays to fit in with the manager's way of playing? If no, well then he's just a bench warmer for the last 2 years of his contract. If you're going to be spending 20 million on somebody for a 4-year contract and they're just a bench warmer, okay. But when you're spending 60 million on a player, no. That's insanity. It makes no sense at all to do that. So, it would be better for probably both the player and the club if something goes wrong with the negotiations now. Yeah, because otherwise we're just landing another player that is not suitable for what the club suggested they were trying to do by bringing in Ten Hag. So there you go. That's it. I wish you well, and I hope I'm wrong. It'd be wonderful if he can be trained to be that pressing player and to play a slightly different role. He's not too old for it. He's only 30. He's got time. The problem is that obviously his legs won't be quite as good as what they were when he was in his mid-20s. And a pressing game, it's going to be tough on the knees compared to what he does naturally. Well, it might be. I'm not sure. And again, I don't know his body makeup. I don't know how good his knees are or anything. I mean, as I say, it would be wonderful if he can come in and if he can learn the way the manager wants to play, and if he can adapt to that. It'd be fantastic if the manager does play with Thuram and Bailly, and if they sell Maguire, fantastic. I mean, you've got blinking reserve centre backs who can do as good a job as Maguire. When Maguire first came in, we all thought we were going to have another boost, another player that was fantastic in the air and would go forward at corners and score a lot of goals for us. No, he went through in corners and he whacked, he headbutted Ronaldo in the mouth. He managed to do a sort of back kick into Pogba's face. I'm sorry, Mr. Clumsy. He's offered nothing at all up front. And in defence, he's just a liability. He is for Man United anyway. So they should get rid of him. I mean, certainly for his own sake, he'd be better off going to Chelsea. But why Chelsea would want him, I don't know. They've just got Koulibaly, and Koulibaly is a far better defender than Maguire. A far better defender. But they're apparently saying that because United have shown an interest in Pulisic, then they would rather have a sort of part money, part exchange, and have Maguire as part of the deal for Pulisic. I would say for United, Pulisic is 23. As an attacking player, great. He might be able to fit into the manager's ways, and if the manager looks at Pulisic and says, okay, he could be that sort of player that I'm looking for. The high press, and he's going to work. He's going to put in the miles, because in that game against Brentford, the manager called him in the day later because Brentford had run about 14 miles more than United players had, and that is disgraceful. So if Pulisic is going to do better in that way, and the manager sees that, then okay, bring him in. Get rid of Maguire. Get rid of a bit of dead weight. Someone who's potentially one of the problems in the club. And bring someone in who could be... Yeah. So if they did that, that would be a fantastic... That could potentially change this window from a very bad transfer window to a very, very good one. Because it would change everything. You get rid of Maguire, and it would really, really depend upon what would be his choice of central defenders would be. But certainly if you get rid of Maguire, you could play a much, much higher line. Whether you could play as high a line as you'd want to, I'm not sure. Because Lindelof is not that slow. Well, I wouldn't say he's incredibly quick, but he's not that slow. So if you're playing either Bailly or Thuram, you're playing a very, very quick centre-back alongside Lindelof. Or Martinez. Is that Martinez? Yeah. Martinez then wouldn't be under so much pressure because of his height if he's further up the pitch. And he's pretty quick. And he's a ball-playing defender, so he would then more be the sort of in the position that he prefers to play. I think getting rid of Maguire would be brilliant, because we have enough central defenders. We really do. We have loads of central defenders. Bailly they haven't been able to get rid of, so use him. I mean, he is exactly the player that Ten Hag should want. Very quick, very aggressive central defender who likes to be on the front foot. And so hopefully if Maguire goes, then that will start helping the team to be better from the back, higher up. But whether Casemiro would fit into that, I don't know. But hopefully Ten Hag has seen something in him to suggest that, okay, you can use him. But certainly with regards to Maguire, they have a chance. They have a chance to get rid of Maguire, which I say, for Maguire, it would be by far the best thing for him. By far the best thing for him. So, yeah. That'd be cool if they can do that. Really, really fantastic. So, there you go. I'm going to leave you to it. You take care. I'll speak to you soon. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend. And, yes, good luck for your support of the game on Monday. I hear that Maguire is going to be dropped, and if that's the case, then I think that gives us a better chance. But, I don't know. I don't think Maguire's going to be dropped somehow. I mean, it would be marvellous if he is. It would certainly show that the manager is the one picking the team, and not like when we had Rangnick in, where he didn't seem to be able to pick the players he wanted. He seemed to be forced to play McTominay and Fred and Maguire and Rashford and Bruno, even though the form of all those players was absolutely horrendous. So, there you go. Let's see what happens. We'll have a fantastic evening and the rest of the weekend. And a great week next week. Take care. Bye-bye.